walking on sand and holding your hand. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland, in my own homeland. Enjoying the bright, the warm sunlight. Oh my God, what a beautiful sight in my own homeland. This place is so nice, wanna do everything twice. Yes, I feel as if I'm in a paradise. No matter the season, you've got every reason. This place is another little heaven. East or west, I couldn't care less. Ooh, this place, it is definitely blessed. My own homeland.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. Today is Friday. They call it what? Thank God it's Friday. I say thank God it's another day. And every Friday we have our poetry. And in our poetry corner this morning is a brethren coming all the way from Kenya. Yes, his name is Kennedy. And Kennedy will be joining us this morning to be our poetry guest. So for all of you out there in podcast land, I want you to just make sure that you have your seat ready. If you don't have your seat, we're going to get a comfortable one. You have your tea, your coffee, whatever beverage that you consume this time of the morning. Have everything ready because guess what? This one is going to be off the chain, as they put it. So sit and stay, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. And I'm going to bring in all my podcasting crew with me. Let me bring in the crew. I got with me this morning. I see Courtney's here. I see Errol is here with me this morning. I see Queen Angela. I see Cleve is here. And I see the man himself in the hot seat. Kennedy's also here as well. So before I get into asking you this morning what's happening in your neck of the woods, let me also remind you that it is also Breast Cancer Month. So for those of you who are involved or are family members or friends or loved one, we want you to just reach out and, continue to do it. Don't let COVID stop you. You understand me? Because at this time, we know everybody who have a family member who is affected by cancer in some way or some form, some shape, we're going to be feeling, uncomfortable for them because you know what it is. You know what time it is when it's cancer. So, let me wish you all, all the best for the month of October. All right. So, Errol, what's happening in your neck of the woods this morning?
Bless up the morning, everybody. Bless up Cleve, bless up Queen Angela, bless up Courtney, bless up the great one from Africa, Kenya. Bless up Sir Franco and the rest of your team who are not on yet. Well, I'd like to just zero in on three topical points. Not in detail. One, the discussion continues with respect to the code, the digital code for the people who are vaccinated re-travel. We know that has been on the radar recently. Jamaicans have been turned back from Europe especially. And it is not apparently just a Jamaica thing, but it has to do with the digital code. The last thing the Prime Minister said that and also the Minister of Health and Wellness says that they are hoping within 3 months to have the digital code. So that is something we can look forward to keep when we discuss real news. The digital code for the vaccine, especially the AstraZeneca. Secondly, before I finish the vaccine and the COVID-19, I won't call the name of the doctor, but a prominent doctor who developed a immune system builder, well branded in Jamaica, as an alternative to vaccine and other things to cure cancer and everything else. A lot of testimony on television about the miracle of this particular development. He's dead. Regrettably, sadly, he has died from COVID complications, and he was not vaccinated. Now, I am not using this to push and to say, see that, you must take vaccine, or to even smile at the fact that one of our doctors, young, well, you know the age, reasonable age doctor, I was so appalled when I saw his photograph on the television last night. But the point I'm making, he was the person behind this particular thing, which is presented as an alternative to boost the immune system. A big argument about just boost your immune system and you'll be okay. Well, the man who is behind this is dead from the thing, and he was not vaccinated. Lastly, on the economic front, the Bank of Jamaica, or central bank, has proposed or has raised the interest rate from 0.5%, it was up to 2019, to 1.5%. Now, of course, the opposition or government or parliamentary opposition has jumped on this, that it is not right to be increasing from 0.5% to 1.5%. So let's see how that is played out on the economic. And because we also heard that for the last quarter, the growth was phenomenal, either 15 or 14%. So I'm sorry, I should have my facts clear before I speak that, but I did not intend to refer to that. But the growth in the country has been phenomenal. Let's see if this will push it back or advance it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Thank you for that briefing update as well. Let me ask Cleve, what's happening in your neck of the woods? Cleve, unmute your mic and come on in.
I'm always very pleased to be here. As you see, I have my mask just below my...
Yeah, I'm wondering where you at.
Yeah, I'm at work actually, so okay. Only for a short while. I'm in a school setting, so I'm on the break right now.
True.
Yeah, so I would like to address something that Errol said because it means a lot to me. But before that, I'll just say, yesterday in Canada, we had the Truth and Reconciliation Day, thinking of the natives, indigenous peoples of Canada and the horrors that they underwent in especially the residential school system, which you and I probably didn't even hear about that whilst in school. And in Canada, we've been talking about how the Canadian government and authorities have hidden the fact that Canada had been a colonial country and suppressed significantly the language of the native people, their family life, and coming out of, as we have been all from, a colonial history, we know about the whole suppression. So it's not only in Canada that it has been going on, but we're glad that now the Canadian government and Canadian population in general is trying to come to terms with the ugly past. But this Truth and Reconciliation was taken from Nelson Mandela's South Africa, and I think the whole world needs to confront itself with truth and reconciliation for justice, for peace and democracy. And this has to be an ongoing thing until things have been equitably improved. I'd just like to address what Errol said about, apart from many things, I'm a trained biologist as well. I do poetry writing. But one of the sad things that I have been confronting is to hear people, some of whom are trained and still have this COVID anxiety and anti-vax and giving all sorts of theories. I have written some of people that I know, and as one who have been teaching about immunization, virology for many years, I quite understand the importance of the vaccine. And to hear that another prominent person has succumbed, it's really something that we must all be mindful of. So guys, we know that the vaccination as it is not 100%, but it does prevent a lot of the deaths. Thank you so very much for listening to me. I won't be long, but I hope I can hear something of what Kennedy has to say, and we'll always be in touch.
Yeah, thank you very much to Cliff
Nice.
for your contribution this morning. I see Queen Angela. I want to acknowledge Queen Angela because she's all the way down in Zimbabwe. So Queen Angela, what's happening in your neck of the woods this evening?
Not an awful much. We're just preparing for the summer crops. And also the coronavirus code is also being produced here. And it's very hot.
It's very hot. Yeah, I can imagine. Well, try and keep yourself as cool as you can, okay?
Trying to do that.
Okay. So Courtney, what's happening in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, top of the morning, Franco. Top of the
morning, sir.
Crew, and to our listeners and viewers. In Jersey, it's always about the weather. It's cloudy, overcast, expecting to rain. And, I wish I was in Zimbabwe, to enjoy some of that heat. I know that, I'm just glad to change places with you, Queen Angela, if you exchange your place with me.
I will, anytime.
So hopefully, I'm just here looking forward to hear Kennedy Ochieng with his poetry. And, I know that we're going to have a blast today.
All right. Flavius, what's happening in your neck of the woods, sir?
Morning, all. Morning, viewers, listeners.
Morning, Flavius.
Our team. Yeah, the sun is peeping out, It's overcast right now, but we expect a very sunny and hot day today. Just a question to Errol. Did they say how the digital thing for the vaccine will be implemented?
No, I just heard it in the news when I was kind of half focusing on other things. And that's why I just gave a cursory a summary of what is on. So I'm sure you and I and others will explore this and see what the opposition has to say and other stakeholders. This is that is a topical issue that we should have on the podcast for our listeners, locally, regionally, and internationally. So that will be explored. And I'm sure...
I heard her say something about QR code, but I just want to know what form it will take.
Okay, I don't have the details, and I would not presume to be able to do that because I'm not a medical nor a scientist. So I just raised it for the podcast to have it as part of the awareness of...
what's happening in your neck of the woods, and that's something is happening in your neck of the woods.
Yes.
It is very current news.
Yes, it is.
It is current news. But they didn't give us the full 100 of it,
It is, if I may say, without cutting into your speech, it is not fully developed. Remember now, he said within 3 months. So it's difficult to give details of it if it's going to take 3 months to develop. So as I said, we have a fairly vibrant opposition party in the parliament and a lot of stakeholders, doctors and professionals who will see to it that we get the details that you're referring to.
Tell you what I'm going to ask you guys, you gentlemen, to do. You have the weekend to check it out, and Monday when we have really current, You come with the facts and we can discuss it. Simple as that.
Agree. If it's by that time.
No, man, you will be alive. Everybody will be alive. Trust me on that one.
No. I didn't say alive. I said if we get that information,
you'll get
over
it.
The week,
seek and ye shall find. That's what you're in the media for. You have to seek. You understand me? We don't just go by yourself. We have to go seek the information. So pick up your phone, call some people you know, and find the info and come spread it. That's what we do. All right? So guess what? Without any further ado, I'm just going to go straight into it and bring in Kennedy because he's the man of the moment this morning. So Kennedy, the mic is yours. Unmute your mic and come right in. What's happening in your neck of the woods this evening?
Greetings everyone, beautiful kings and queens. It is a pleasure being here today. I'm really blessed, I'm really grateful, and I'm really thankful for this particular day. It's a day that I had never dreamed of, but it is God who has kept us alive and made this day. So we have to appreciate him for everything and to thank him for everything that we do. So in my neck of the woods, today Nigeria is celebrating its 61st Independence Day. And I was just having a talk with some of my friends from Nigeria. And they were telling me that we need not celebrate independence for Nigeria. But I was challenging them. But that we are the source of the problems that Nigeria are facing. Because Nigeria have more than 10 presidents. And these presidents are being elected. And who elect these people are the citizens of this country. So it is the choices that they usually make. That's right. That is what that is making them to suffer. So in case we want to make the difference starts with us. If we want to see the difference in government, it is the youth, those who are old now to bring up now something that is different so that now we can see a difference in government. But crying on the road, crying of now poverty, crying about now police brutality, crying about bribery in the government, and so all those sorts of things without doing anything won't help. So it is a challenge to Africa. It is a challenge to my country, Kenya. It is a challenge to Nigeria. It is a challenge to all the countries in Africa. So that's all that I was saying today. And I hope that we'll be able to get the challenge and start working from.
See if you can turn down whatever volume who have like a computer on. Turn it down.
Okay, let me turn it off. It was just a radio.
Yeah, turn it off if that's what's giving you the feedback.
Okay, all turned off.
No problem. Continue, but remember the floor is yours, sir. When you're ready to kick it off with whatever poem you want to start off with, you can go ahead as well, okay?
Okay, thank you very much. So, all of that, as I kick off, so my name is Kennedy Ochieng, or my art name is Wanda the Poet. I come from Kenya. I am a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Education and Extension. Now I am a teacher of agriculture and biology, that is secondary school. I am also a writer, I am a poet, I am a motivational speaker, I am a therapist, I am a counselor, I am also a human rights activist, and above all, I am a father and also a husband.
All right.
So, yeah, so it is a great pleasure. The far that I've reached, I can't say that I've done so much in poetry, but I just thank God because my greatest inspiration in the poetry world is just God. Because I usually say whenever I wake up, I have a reason as to why I am alive. And that's why I keep on writing. And I usually write to educate people, to inspire, to motivate, to enlighten, and above all, to bring the change that I've always desired to see in my society, in my environment, in my country, and also above all in the whole world. So I'm writing to bring a change in whatever that I'm seeing that is maybe negative. I try now to criticize it in such a way that when the person who is doing that act is able to see it, he or she can be able to change it, because we are the real change that we want, because we are agents of change. If we don't do it, because if I don't do it, somebody else is also waiting for me to do it. When I'm waiting for somebody to do it, the other person is also waiting for me to do it. So we'll just be waiting for each other. And above all, we'll not do anything. So the change starts with me, and that's why I started with writing. So my writing journey started back in 2009, but I didn't understand what I was really writing. I didn't know the category of what I was writing. So I could write in small papers, maybe to drain my emotional stress, just to criticize what's happening around me, and then just throw those papers away. So someone can come across that paper, see what I write, and start now questioning. This particular person was like now trying to fight me in one way or the other. But me, I was just writing what I was experiencing inside me, because I was somebody who was really quiet, didn't have much to say. But when I came to realize about myself, I started now to change, and even I started now to talk to people, because I realized that it is not me alone who is going through all these things. So when I inspire the other person, I get that particular feeling of relief, and by doing that, I grew up changing now that particular negative attitude that I was having towards life, that I was having towards living, towards the family, towards everything that I was doing, towards education. So it was really a hard nut to crack, to get off the introversy part of me, and also being a loner, somebody who just like being away from people. So it is really a journey that has impacted so much in me. So that was back in 2009 when I was in Form 1. Then later I came on and dropped because of now the much war that I was getting from now the people from what I was writing. I left writing. Then in 2019, when the news of the coronavirus outbreak came to our country, we found that I joined poetry groups and started seeing what people are writing, and I was really inspired. I was asking myself, even me, I can do this. I can also enlighten people. I can also educate people through now my writings. So my full-time, no, I can't call it full-time, but my serious writing career, I started it in 2020, January. That is last year.
Whoa. Recently.
And so far, so
good. That's good. That's good. That's good, Kennedy.
You ask me. You seem like somebody who has been in poetry field for so many years. But I just tell them, no, it is not me, but it is God. Because I believe God works wonders. And just as my name suggests, I am Wonder 7 or Wonder the poet. Mm-hmm. So I am one of the 7 wonders. Yeah, because
you're part of the 7 wonders.
Yeah, so I just believe that if this is just but a start, so wait for some 5, 10, or 15 years to come. We'll have to change the perspective of poetry in Kenya, in my society, and above all, in the whole world. And as a youth, I'm advocating for now youth to take now the leadership roles. And how can we do that? We do that by now, when we are given the chance to represent people, we don't behave like those old cohorts who just go there to grab and also just to in their bellies. So it is something that that's what I'm really working about. So unless there are any question, I just wanted to read one poem before now I start now receiving question. The poem that I wrote. And this one was inspired by now the inspiration that the poetry field received me with. it was entitled The Keys of Poetry. And you understand the meaning of a kiss. Yeah, so when you receive a kiss, you embrace the kiss, and then you start the flow. So I hope you'll enjoy. So the title is The Keys of Poetry. Generation came and gone for long with no trace. Traditions excavated in all archaeological sites, and some decayed with time. Songs and forms of writings and painting long lost with nothing to refer from. Behavior and character change from erosion and drought in some land. The river that flowed consistently without stopping and drying. Those that kept the life of downstream nourishing and alive. The rocks that stood right and decorated our homes were excavated and transferred to museums. In the rains of feelings and questions, poetry brought metaphors of rainbow. In the thunder of misunderstanding and ugly fights, poetry word plays became society lightning. Dissipating into the hybrids with poetry flourished the long gone eternal peace. Flowing with carmine snowballs of metaphors, similes, and images, hid the ugly. Poetry is the air ventilating my nostrils, dancing proudly to the whispers of its composition. A soul talk between the epistles and free verses, and the tankers of smile I receive from the world. A villanelle of depression unplayed with the tears of oases forming the scenery of rivers. The modern day romance of Apollo and Heather, and the dance of solitary Dulcinea. The road of life isn't straight, navigating on its meanders, and winds up the mountain and down the valleys, stepping on thorns and broken glasses barefooted and with naked hearts. The life poetry draws in the air and blows like bubbles that later land on barren hearts and grow into big trees. The bitter twigs and roots whose taste bring sour lips but heals wound and repair broken skin. Poetry assures individuals that whatever the hurricanes and tornadoes in your life, you are not alone. Diving into the deep ocean and swimming in shallow stream, life poets experience and see from afar. Poetry is the mirror that gives the real imagination, no matter how broken it is, still to shine light and give hope that is real. Hope you enjoy the poetry world and give the insight of the message hidden in the phrases and idioms displayed in it.
Truhali Wadani, our time has come.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Kennedy. That one deserved the Chuluwali Wadani. Our time has come. Well, as we say, you know, when it comes to the poetry, I know we want to know the analysis on it. So if you want to go ahead and tell us some more about how, you know, why you really, you know, wrote it.
Okay. This poem titled The Keys of Poetry. Mm-hmm. It was, I wrote it some 1 year ago, just when I started writing. And it was inspired by the great love, the great pleasure that I receive from the people who read my pieces just immediately I started writing. And I said, now what can I do? What is my role in poetry? Then I gave out 4 key, I can say them, the key highlights of why I write. And I say, in poetry, for me to continue writing, I have to sacrifice my time. I have to sacrifice all my resources. Above all, I have to dedicate myself. and I have to be determined, and I have to be committed. And above all, I have to put my trust in God. And so I was writing it now to inspire people that no matter what you go through, for you now to bring out the good fruits that you want people now to eat and enjoy. First, it is you who have to cultivate the tree that is going to bring the good fruits. So that's why I was saying it is now the keys of poetry. That particular love that I received from the people when I joined Poetry World. So I wanted to inspire them. And for me to inspire them, I had to inspire myself first. No matter the hurricanes and tornadoes, no matter the hard time, the broken glass that we usually step on barefooted, we have to wake up, we have to sacrifice, we have to be determined, and we have to ensure that that message that we wanted to drive home has to reach where it is going. So you don't stop, you continue, because we only stop living when we are ready 6 feet down the ground. But so long as you still have, you can still feel your hands, you can still feel your breath, then you have a task to do. And you have people to inspire, you have people to educate, you have people to enlighten. And above all, you have to bring the change in the world, the change that you want to see. And this change, we are doing it for this current generation and the generation that is coming after us.
Respect, sir, respect. Well said, well said.
If I may just add in before I leave, that as other people have said during this pandemic time, that the poem, the poetry is really a source of inspiration during hard times. And Kennedy has shown us through his imagery and a lot of metaphor dealing with everyday issues, that despite the challenges of life, there is hope and we can rise above the circumstances. So that was quite appropriate and I really like it. I don't know if everybody has heard that out of this pandemic, a lot of people have been getting together and writing poetry for comfort. So I really appreciate what the Real Stuff podcast is doing to get not only people who can talk about topical matters in everyday life, but can come together as a group of people who can be inspired by poetry and show that poetry is not just some esoteric thing, but is relating really to life. So good going, Kennedy. And guys, thank you very much. I have to get back because my class is coming up soon, but I look forward to being with you here soon and hope that one day I might be given a similar opportunity because I've got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man. When you're ready, the time, the space will be.
You just give me the time.
All right. We give you the time. The space is available. We're gonna give you the time, definitely. All right. Before the season over, you're going to get your time.
Yes, man. Thank you. I have to go now.
All right. Be safe, right?
Thank you.
Be safe,
Thank
all
you.
right. And continue doing good out there with them youths, say, all right?
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Bye,
Bless. One love. So, Kennedy, you as I said, the floor is yours. So just go and flow poetry, man. Just go and Lego poems. Don't stop.
Okay, thank you. So my next inspiration, you find that the youths of today, very few like to work hard to achieve what they want. They just want things that come very easy. They want like eating fast food that take, let's say, 2 seconds and they are ready. 5 minutes, they're ready. So in their own mind, they've created a mentality that life is just the way you find it. So just take it like that, very fast. And that has made many youths to drown in depression. Many have perished. Many have gotten into drug and substance abuse. And so I wrote a poem that was talking about the youth of today. And it was also talking about, like, for example, in my county, Kenya, you find that ladies, they look for older men now to sponsor them with money. And also the young boys also go look for these old women who have money, but they are singles. So you find that in this particular kind of life that we live, you find that you ask yourself now, where is this generation leading to? If these are the people whom we entrust that they can be the leaders of tomorrow, then they are really drowned in now prostitution. They are drowned in drug abuse. They are drowned in now negativity, and above all now in toxicity. That now leads now to gender-based violence, abuse. Maybe the men are abusing women, women abusing men, and all sorts of those things. So this is the poem that I entitled The Youth of Today. They live to eat like ants, hand to mouth the order of the day. Rambo in the bowel awaken them. Sleep has become a job and a profession. They don't want to sweat, easy way they want. The fragrance of sugar mummies, the sweet juicy sugar daddies, craving for shiny badness with the distended tummy, crashing for big behind with alluring tangible oranges, being fed like a zero grazing cow or bull, selling eggs for human artificial insemination, hawking male seeds like groundnuts, filling casinos and betting sites, staking jackpots, walking half naked to attract high stake lunch in Kenpisky, a life in Canaan, land full of sweet honey and milk. Working hard to earn was left for a donkey and oxen. Let hunting be left for lions and hyenas. Let scavenging be left for vultures and birds of prey. A generation long dead and corpse left walking. Parents tired of shouting. Voiceless they are. It is sad.
Oh yes. Oh yes, Kennedy. I know you know, I've always heard people say that you're a deep writer, or you know, your expression of things is, you know, real deep. And just listening to your early introduction of yourself, and then now your poems, you know, I would say you're like a phoenix, man. The flame that blaze, you know. So, you know, continue, my brother, continue. I am not a poet, but as Cleve said, you know, during our times, you know, people are writing, especially during COVID-19, people are writing. And as I said before on this show, and I'm going to say it again, the poets, right, are the ones that can really change some of what is happening in people's life. Because the musicians, and I've said musicians, I mean black entertainers, are not doing it no more. You understand me? So it's up to you all as poets, you know?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes.
Errol, you're saying something?
Yes, Mr.
Yes, Kennedy, I've been listening to you. I've been juggling a few things in the background, but I wanted to come in on the first one, but I had to do something to help a friend. Congratulations on your easygoing, confident approach. I see where you're coming from. Your inspiration is from your belief in God, so I won't ask you about your inspiration. 2 questions. You seem to go between poetic prose and rhythms and rhymes, because some of your poems are just like narrative, like short stories twisted into well-carved lines. And at the same time, I've seen a number of your poems that really have verses, lyrical, and so on. Just tell us a little about why you switch between the two approaches, and then I'll ask a final question.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Harold. It is a great pleasure hearing your voice. I've just heard your voice in the songs that you compose, and it is a great pleasure. Now, the reason that's why I usually like now to go between now the prose format or almost in a kind of narration, because it depends with now the audience that I'm addressing. Because when I started writing, you find that I didn't join any poetry school that taught me how to write. So I was just reading from people. And now to get now the grasp, and also I had a great challenge of the language, because in Kenya we have our national language as Kiswahili, and the official language as English. And immediately I left the secondary school, I had an attitude with English. So I used to speak a lot of Kiswahili. So that when I was now venturing into now poetry, I was finding it very difficult now to shift from now Kiswahili now to English, because they are two different languages, and so when you think now in Kiswahili and interpret it now into English, you'll be like now shifting from now one form of writing and going now to the other. So that is now what I've been trying now to work out on it, so that now I can be steady and maintain on now one aspect and not to go on prose and also narrative poetry. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, before I ask the second question, I admire your humility, because in the background, I didn't know that you just started writing officially, so to speak, recently, because of the number of poems you have put out and the number of awards and accolades you have received. Like you've been writing poems for most of your life. So congratulations. You are a very humble brethren, and I think it's one of the great qualities. Secondly, I noticed that you use a lot of, you're welcome, and you use a lot of images with your poems, and some of them are very graphic, and they're always black, dark-skinned people. The images that you use, you see, we in Jamaica, in this part of the world, are accustomed to light skin, brown skin, white people, but all of your images that you use, they are black. This, of course, is because you don't have a black issue with yourself in Africa like we do. You have other issues, because the whole subjugation of Africa and the bringing down of Africa as nothing and monkeys and so on, that would have affected you too. Obviously, you have risen above that. The question I want to ask with respect to the images, what are you trying to communicate when you use those images, especially the painful one? There was one in particular of a very elderly senior woman. You use that one. And there was another one, I can't remember now, but stood out in my mind. Why do you use those images as part of your communication? And what does it say to you about your blackness and your I wouldn't say Afrocentric consciousness, because you are in Africa. We are the ones who try to be Afrocentric in Jamaica and in Caribbean and so on.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That question is really deep. It's something that even though I am black,
yes,
but people have always confused me with an Arab.
Oh yes.
So some say that I look like an Arab, and apart from that, you find that just from now, my attitude that I had in English, because I used to speak more of Kiswahili. the reason why I had that particular attitude is that when I did my Form 4 exams, I passed so well in English than Kiswahili, because I got English B+, while Kiswahili I got B-. So I asked myself, Kiswahili was born in Kenya, while English was brought to us. How can I perform very well in something that was brought to us than something that was born with us? So that one created now a particular attitude in my mind. And I was very just negative. I was just negative of now using English. How can I now? I was like, it was now like neo-colonialism. I was still being colonized, even when I'm already enlightened. I know I am an African, I am Black, and that is my identity. I can't change it. I can't now try now to change the way my tongue can pronounce things, so that now I can speak like maybe an American or maybe a Briton or something of that kind. But I have to embrace my culture and my tradition and my language. So that's why, even though I write in English, but I want to give now that proper image that these writings is from the origin of Africa. And I cannot leave my origin and my identity. So that now I start now maybe to give a face that look like that one of someone. So that's why I've been trying now to use those particular Black images now to show that now whatever the history that was printed in papers that was given to us, that now even now Jesus was white and something of that. So I don't want to go much into that, because now that one deals with now religion. But I was just trying now to enlighten, because we need to get the stories about us from us, not about us from other people. So we can create our own stories, and we can create our real identity that comes from us. Yes. So that's why I've been using
I see. Okay. I have to follow up. And sorry to talk while you were talking.
Yes.
In Jamaica, in this part of the world, we grew up with Black people, broad nose and thick lips, and we call them ugly. And we used to call ourselves ugly. It's just now we're getting out of it, and some people still in it. That's why some of them are bleaching to look pretty, quote unquote. Now, do you have the concept in Kenya that the Black people that you put up, would people call them ugly? Like, oh, people in this world, in part of the world, would call them ugly? And if so, how do you deal with that? Yeah, that is a simple question. Do you have the concept of ugly in your culture? And what is ugly to you? Is it spirit or physical?
Yeah, whatever you've said. Yeah, in Kenya, we have that particular problem. And that's why you find that many ladies are bleaching so that they can change the skin complexion into white. Oh. Yeah, so that's why I have just to maintain, this is my natural skin, even though I'm a light skin, but I'm Black. Yes. But find that somebody is light skin, but they want now to change to look like white. And they have just changed everything about them. They change the skin color. They change even the articulation, the way they speak. They want to speak from inside, not the way we speak as Africans. And also, whatever they do, the food they eat, the clothes they wear, everything they do, their lifestyle just changes to everything. And then you find that when now we have some foreigners coming now to Kenya, because you find that the first traces or the fossils of from now the history were found in Kenya around Lake Turkana, and it's still there. So they say that we are relatives to monkey. So I was asking myself, if we are monkey, meaning we also have white monkeys, so does it mean that all Africans were monkeys? And if they were, why is it that now those monkeys that are in the forest, why are they not changing into human beings?
Good question. Good question for another time.
Whoa.
Yes, thank you.
All right,
Thank
Kennedy, continue with some more poems for us.
Yeah.
Poems.
Franco, just give one moment. Kennedy, could you do that piece that you do talking about Kenya?
Yeah.
That piece that I said was like a tourism ad.
Okay, I'll get it. Let me just look over.
Yeah, you can. I want you to do it before the tour ends, you know? That's it.
Yes, I'll do it. Sure. But even if I'll not get it, but I can read it from the background in case I don't have it now, the hard copies that I have. But I'll make sure that I read it.
Please do.
Okay,
Please do.
Okay.
Go ahead now.
Yeah.
And do your thing.
So, let me just.
I know that coming up soon, right? We should be doing more poetry like the one drop, running poetry. And the one drop running poetry, someone texted me a few days ago and was asking for it. So I know that I see that person is online this morning. So let me say to you, yes, pretty soon, by the month of in this month, yeah, I just remember today is the 1st. You will be getting one drop running poetry. So one shot running poetry. So
no, it's next week. Next poetry session.
So there you go, you hear next poetry session. So don't feel no wait, it's coming forward. So in the meantime, while Kennedy is looking for his arsenals of poems, oh no, he's coming back actually, he fell off. So I thought he was looking for his arsenals of poems, so I just realized that he got disconnected. And so he's coming forward, and maybe he might come out of the arsenal room.
Okay.
So Kennedy, we see you connecting. All right. You went for your house of poems. You're going to the arsenal room. All right.
Yeah. So before I bring that other one, let me just bring one here which I wrote to my wife.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Her Excellency, the Royal Queen. My bird, my flower, with arrays of petals, vertically and horizontally, punctuated with horizons and shores I always dock on. Your lips soft and kissable, round and sweet to touch, with eyes that glitter with love, a sanctuary face, nice to look, flammy hair, plaited back. You are my bouquet, painted in rainbow colors. Looking at you is awesome, just like watching stars at night. You look beautiful in dark and light. Thank you.
Wow.
Well, this one is a bombshell.
Wow. So
well, this one is a bombshell.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kennedy, you know what you just did a while ago? You just add on another star onto your onto your love life.
Oh yeah.
Because I know if she's listening anywhere, she's at in the house or at work, and she's listening this morning, you know, yeah, she just stretch out her legs some more and say, woo! So you just add another notch.
Yeah.
another notch.
That's my man. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So did you find the poem that Courtney asked you about?
I've tried, but still, I'm not giving up.
Mm.
It's just that there are so many. So I had already selected the ones that I was going to give, but I'm still looking into it. So as I'm doing that, I will still continue, but I'll make sure that I give it out.
All right. For the reason being, I'm gonna add on 15 minutes.
Yes.
So that you can, say that poem, because I know there are people watching right now really want to hear exactly what you wrote about Kenya. I know you're a man who love your country, because you talk a lot about Kenya, especially where you're from. You're from the capital, right?
Yes,
Nairobi, right?
Capital Nairobi.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you always a big up Nairobi, and I can remember there was a Kenyan footballer used to play for Arsenal. I can't remember his name. Someone what? Couldn't you remember him?
No. I don't quite remember.
Kenyan.
Tottenham Hotspurs.
Anabayo, I think that's his name. Anabayo.
No. Oh, okay. Not really. That one was. It was not from Kenya.
It wasn't from Kenya.
It was from Ghana.
Oh, from Ghana. From Ghana.
At the
From Ghana.
Is it Togo? I can't remember, but it was not from Kenya. The one who is from Kenya who was playing for Tottenham Hotspurs, called Victor Wanyama.
Oh yeah. Just a mix up in the name there. There you go. Just a mix up, yeah.
Yeah. we are all passionate about our players, yeah.
Okay, I know that. So in the meantime, go and roll off some more lyrics off of your tongue, man, or out of your books until you find the Kenya one. So the floor is yours, man. So go and roll them off.
So there's one here which I wrote. It was inspired by a certain image, and the image was about a certain old man with a youthful face. And I looked at that picture and started meditating upon it, and wrote something about the tears of the past. And this one was about to find that when we are still young, there are some things that we usually do because we are youths. But later, we come on to regret. So, as you meditate upon that, when you are doing something when you are still young, can you think about it? When you'll be old, will you be able now to face the reality about it? Yeah, so that's what I wanted to read, the tears of the past.
All right, go ahead.
It goes.
Boss him up.
I sit down alone meditating. I look back and wonder, can I really make things right now? Can I turn this old me to be young, just to be able to correct mistakes I made? I regret the lives I misled. I was the king they knew. They sang my name with the national anthem. They felt me inside like heartbeat. I was their sweet bush honey. I played with their hearts like golf, hitting hard to the G and applaud loud. I drove them to heaven, to Pluto and back. I was the grenade that made them erupt like volcano. But I had nothing to do with them. I wasted their time. I got nothing apart from gonorrhea and syphilis. I can't sire any child to call mine. I am a true definition of a foolish sheep. I was just driven by my hormones and reaction. I still can't believe I am an empty trouser. Thank you.
Well, this one is a bombshell.
Right, Kennedy, you get deeper and deeper, man. Love it a lot. I heard Errol mention it, you know. Word, sound of
Thank
power,
you.
my brother. So you got
Thank you, thank you.
points. You guys know what you have to do. All of you know that at this time people really hurting in all ways, and everything that is happening, you know, whether it's the vaccine or anti-vaxxers, those who are being forced, those who are not forced, people losing their job, people losing their houses, renters can't rent no more because everybody's hurting. You understand me? And sometimes words and music is the only thing that can soothe the mind. You know, so I'm imploring you, all as poets, to continue doing what you're doing, and make sure so when you do it in a way that people can really heat it up. You understand me? Don't just give them no hogwash or no, you know, water wash down thing. Just give them the real substance.
So thank you very much. Thank you for your compliment. So you find that particular piece, I wrote it about, you find that now there are some men who take advantage of women. Today, now it's like it has something like a register. So there's Howard, it is someone, the other hour, it is the other one, like that. You find that in a day, they even sleep with more than even 10 women. But you find that is when they are still young. But I was asking them, now, you are doing that. But what will you get? You'll end up getting gonorrhea, syphilis, HIV and AIDS, and above all, you'd have already wasted the resources that you'd have used now to build your family. So they should think about that.
True.
Yeah, so the one that Courtney asked, I've already found it, so I can go ahead. Welcome to Kenya. Welcome to the land of tranquility, shielded and defended by justice, prayerful and God-fearing people. You'll be warmly welcomed by great serenity, land gifted in athletics and rich culture. Enjoy the stay at Diani Beach, world's most peaceful and cool place to be. Dance to the drum beats of Agiriama dances. Listen to the melodious voices of coast ladies. Very impressive dancing, dressing in shukas. An abode of the big five animals, a sanctuary of eye-captivating flamingos, the glance of white rhinos and rare giraffe. Never miss your tour at Masai Mara Park. Yes, seasonal walk of wild beasts, one of the world's wonders. We are the placenta of River Nile, crafted by escarpments of the Great Rift Valley, storing the history of the first man. Never forget great delicacies of Nyama Choma, the soil that gave birth to Eliud Kipchoge. Thank you.
Well, this one is a bombshell.
Wow. Yeah, you makes me want to come to Kenya right away, man. Every time I read or listen to that.
So for those who don't know, Eliud Kipchoge, he is the only man who ran a marathon in less than 2 hours in the whole world. The only man living.
He's a Kenyan, right?
Yeah.
I know Kenyans are dominant when it comes to those middle distance, long distance running, both at the Olympics and the World Championship games. Yeah. from ever since growing up, we know the Kenyans and the Ethiopians that, you know, they were always the two countries who usually vie for those long distance running, you know.
Sure.
So, you got more time, you know, Kennedy. Don't relax. You just go for the
while he's searching. Question.
Hold on.
Yes,
1 minute there. Let me hear what Errol have to say.
I noticed one of his friends who is just as Simo. Who is he? Is he here to support Kennedy? And Kennedy, could you tell us who he is? And apparently he's your friend. Did you hear?
I mean, a gentleman by the name of what? Simo?
Yes, Simo. Who is he? He's been there silently enjoying the poetry.
Yeah, who's Simo? Step up to the mic, Simo.
Okay. Yeah, so Simo. So he usually calls it Simo the mouthpiece. So he's a friend. Yeah, I can see him here. Yeah, great pleasure seeing you, Simo. Welcome.
Bless you.
So he's really
Thank you so much, brother.
also here in the capital.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, Kennedy. Flow off some more poems.
Mental slavery. I wanted to drink from the well of spirituality, have the taste of juices of grapes. I was tired of shouting amen in dreams. A transformed me wanted a rest. I wanted the life from firmament. I fell in the palm of a white-clothed sheep. His shadow was blurred and looked like a wolf. I trembled in fear, for his teeth were visible. On his fingers were gloves, but still claws seen. I drowned in religion of termites and ants. Wails, cries, uproar. Women were caught in the dilemma of their house and gods. The godly woman who loved and respected her husband. Her thoughts drifted to the man in white linen. The family broke into two like the temple curtain. The young man we all looked up to, his emotions and feelings drifted, betrothed to and engaged to porn. He preferred SIM 2 and memory card slot to SIM 1, brainwashed and turned into a doormat and rag. So thank you. So that piece, it was simply talking about now a false religion. Find that some people, they now bury themselves into religion to an extent that now they even forget now, whom do we serve? Do we serve now God, or do we serve Caesar? So they don't know how to balance. They just trust the men in clothes. That is now the religious people. Whatever the religious people say, they love just to follow without even thinking, without even looking that they have a family. So I find that there are some women who have left their families and go now to serve now the spiritual leaders, because maybe the message of God, in quotes, told them that they should leave their houses and their husband and children and go and serve the man of God.
Okay, brother. Okay, my brother Kennedy.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to ask you for one more before we wrap it up with you. One more. And then we're going to
Yeah, so there's one which I just wrote in a few days ago. It was talking about justice. You find that all that goes behind the scenes. When now we reach now the courts of laws, some usually take bribes, and then you find now the people who usually get hurt. For example, a lawyer is going now to fight against somebody who was raped or maybe who was brutally murdered, and you find that now the person who did the act just goes scot-free, and maybe it was something that led to death, and you find that now that's the society that we live today. Bribe, taking bribe, and cutting the hands of justice, so that now those who should be served justice are just being left to cry and die in pain. So the title is Mr. Lawyer. Hello man in white crown. Black gown flows down your centimeters. Authority and fight for justice is the call. Looking at the jury below you are gogos, great hopes in the hand of many you are. You stood at the ground and took oath. Holy book in your palm raised up, invoking the above powers to lead you. Your wish was granted, anointed with oil of justice. What do you need to defend a rape victim? Gang raped and killed in cold blood. The pain of multiple rods in her nectary. The pressure of erupted oil in her petals. You gave damn ears to eat. Do you have a heart of human? Do you have a family, wife, and children? Do you have a daughter? A blood daughter? The evil you cover will unfold on you. You will know how sweet a crime tastes. Thank you.
Well, this one is a bombshell.
Well, Kennedy, thank you, for this morning in our time zone, evening in your time zone, for taking time out and being here with us. I'm going to ask Courtney, if you don't mind, to do the summary for us this morning. And then we're going to get out of here. Go ahead, Courtney.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Franco. I'll just use my summary as a commendation to Kennedy for his poetry. I just say, Kennedy, your writings, are filled with metaphors, rhymes, and rhythms intricately entwined to give subliminal messages. Your work is filled with also narratives and profound imagery. I see you're very impressive, assertive, and self-confident, and you have a great command of the English language, very expressive and conscious of your ethnical identity and culture. Your poetry speaks of hopefulness, and it's guided by self-consciousness. So I thank you for your presentation and your contribution to the Real Stuff podcast. Back to you, Franco.
Yes, Courtney. Thank you very much for that. Well said indeed. I want to thank all our viewers this morning in the YouTube chat room. I see Jeremy Mogo is there. And Jeremy, thank you for your participation. Those who didn't join in this morning, thank you as well. I want to ask you also, please remember to subscribe, like and share the video. Yeah, share the videos with your friends, your family members. Spread it around. You understand me? Don't hold on to it for yourself alone. Send it to others. Just share it. The object of this channel is to educate you and entertain you. And we want to make sure that we're giving you what you really want. So you can drop us an email and let us know what you would like us to bring on or who you'd like us to bring on. And the email address is info@therealstuffpodcast.com. That's how easy it is. info@therealstuffpodcast.com. The Real Stuff Podcast is your Caribbean podcast. Your podcast. Caribbean, African, it's your podcast. So with that, we're going to get out of here. I want to thank you, Kennedy. And I want to thank all those who are, friends of Kennedy for taking time out this morning, this evening, for those in Africa. I want to thank all our Africa friends, family, brothers and sisters for your, your presence here this morning, whether you were on the YouTube channel or you were in the Zoom room. Thank you very much, and we hope you continue. As I said, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And I guarantee you, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's going to pay off for you one day. Right? So, live and love every moment of your life. Be grateful for each new day. Cherish your family and friends. Bless others. Keep the faith. Never lose hope. And remember, prayer changes things regardless of what religion you belong to. You must pray. You must continue to pray. So on behalf of my podcasting team, Max Juanette, Francine, Courtney, Flavius, Errol, and myself, have a joyful morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on your time zone. So with that, I'm going to ask Queen Lubafo to say the Our Father in the language of the Garifuna, and Tafina will take on myself to take us out of here. So brothers and sisters, enjoy yourself and enjoy your weekend wherever you are today. All right? One love.
You lead us to full. You belong far away away. Ajugwala lebo buseru. Lida mua, lida sungfula. Lida mua, lida sungfula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know send me if you could flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi take away me say.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.